Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 1 of the Stress Reset Program. This module is called Managing Anxiety and Other Stressful Emotions. So let's just recap last week. You learned how to implement the Stress Reset method for mindset. This is most useful for when you want to specifically improve the quality of your thoughts or your beliefs. The stress reset for mindset goes as following. Step number 1, stop in the red zone. Step number 2, slow down and breathe to get to the yellow zone. And step number 3, go to the green zone by either choosing the drop into the present feel-good habit, which works specifically with your thoughts, or the write a new story habit, which works with your beliefs. Now, let's shift our attention to this module. You can think of this module as an owner's manual for your stressful emotions. One of the main premises of this module is that knowing how to manage your emotions, especially stressful ones, is a skill. And just like every other skill, it can be learned. In these 2 lessons, you're going to learn how to use the 3-step process to skillfully manage your stressful emotions. So why is this so important? Well, emotions are a central part of being human, and yet very few people actually know how to manage them, especially stressful ones like anxiety, frustration, anger, sadness, or fear. Unskillfully managing stressful emotions has many painful consequences. Trying to avoid frustration or sadness, for example, doesn't make them go away. Instead, they get even louder. Venting your anger doesn't lead you to more calm. It often actually hurts everyone around you. Unskillfully managing your stressful emotions keeps you stuck in red zone channels and creates turbulence in many areas of your life. Learning how to skillfully manage your stressful emotions shifts you into green zone channels and improves every area of your life. You'll walk away from this module, number 1, better able to manage anxiety, frustration, overwhelm, and other stressful emotions. Number 2, with a healthier set of coping tools for difficult situations. And number 3, with a skill set to cultivate greater emotional well-being. So let's get started by taking a look at your red and green zone charts for emotions. These will help you identify which zone you're residing in so that you can shift out at will when necessary. The first chart shows you red zone emotions. In the red zone, you feel anxious, afraid, nervous, frustrated, irritated, angry, reactive, numb, sad, hopeless, or even envious. Now, let's take a look at the green zone chart for emotions. In the green zone, you feel content, joyful, enthusiastic, accepting, inspired, in touch with your sense of humor, grateful, peaceful, and hopeful. As you study these charts, ask yourself whether you tend to experience red zone emotions or green zone emotions more often. The answer to this question helps you identify your baseline emotional channel, which is where you usually reside. Knowing your baseline channel today will help you see how far you've come as you keep practicing this work. Now, let's take a look at the way most people manage their stressful emotions. If you are like most people, you don't know how to feel and manage these emotions skillfully. This is totally normal, and it is not your fault. Let me tell you why. First, you were probably never taught how to manage stressful emotions in a healthy way. Our caregivers, our teachers, and other important people in our life often didn't know how to do it themselves, so you never got a chance to learn from anyone. Second, it is often unacceptable to express stressful emotions. What I mean by that is that most cultures have restrictive beliefs about how to express certain kinds of emotions and in what situations it's appropriate or inappropriate to express them. For example, in the US, if you're a man, you may worry that you'll be called weak if you cry. Or if you're at work, you may not show that you're frustrated or angry because you worry that there will be negative consequences. Or you may be part of a social circle where it's better to say, "I'm fine," rather than show anxiety or fear. But while it's not your fault that you don't know how to manage your stressful emotions, it is your responsibility to learn how to do it more skillfully, just like you would learn any other skill, which is why I'm so glad that you are here. But before I share with you in Lesson 2 how to skillfully manage your stressful emotions, I want to talk about 2 false good habits that many people use that are actually not skillful at all. So let's say you find yourself in the red zone and notice emotions like anger, sadness, fear, or frustration. Many of us use these 2 false good habits as a way to cope. Habit number 1, discharging. Discharging is where you offload your emotions externally by yelling and blaming, criticizing, projecting, or withdrawing praise and attention. Habit number 2, incharging. I came up with the word incharging to express when we absorb our emotions internally by denying, rejecting, bottling up, or numbing with substances like food, alcohol, and drugs. Both discharging and incharging provide temporary relief in the short term, but are ultimately damaging in the long term, which is what all false good habits do. For example, it might feel good to criticize someone else when you're feeling agitated, but only for a little while. Eventually, you'll regret that you compromised one of your relationships, and the trade-off is never worth it. Or it might feel temporarily good to polish off that bottle of wine, but the suppressed emotions will still be there in the morning, along with a hangover. What about you? What false good habits do you have a tendency to use in order to manage your stressful emotions? Let's find out in class exercise number 1. In this exercise, take a look at the false good habits you're currently using to manage your stressful emotions in an unskillful way. Do you discharge your emotions, incharge your emotions, or both? Looking at the slide, what behaviors do you use to incharge or discharge? And where did you learn these false good habits? Please pause the video and answer these questions in your workbook. Bringing awareness to your emotional false good habits allows you to recognize them when they occur so that you can stop and recover the power of choice. In your next lesson, you're going to learn 2 feel-good habits that will help you shift from red to green with your emotions, both in the moment and in the long run. I can't wait to see you in Lesson 2.